Hi everybody, thanks for swinging in for the Farm and Ranch News. The House Appropriations Committee has added an amendment to delist the greater Yellowstone grizzly bear from the Endangered Species Act. The amendment was adding to the fiscal year 2024 funding for Interior and Environment. The legislation was introduced this past winter by Representative Ryan Zinke and Wyoming's Harriet Hageman, with companion legislation from Steve Daines in the Senate. The bill requires the Interior Department to reinstate the 2017 final rule removing grizzlies from the endangered species list. Additionally, an amendment was added to prohibit the BLM from implementing its proposed public lands rule that would make conservation a land use on par with grazing and resource development. The funding bill will advance to a vote on the House floor in September. Well, USDA launched a partnership with bipartisan state attorneys generals in 31 states, including Montana, to address competition and anti-competitive practices in the food and agriculture sector. Through the agreement, the partnership will assist the attorneys general in tackling anti-competitive market structures in agriculture that are raising prices and limiting choices both for producers and consumers. Of course, it's directed at issues like concentration in meat processing, as Secretary Vilsack highlighted USDA's plans to issue rulemakings under the Packers and Stockyards Act to protect livestock producers from abuse. Also, the partnership deals with the planned merger between major grain exporters Bunge and Viterra, and USDA also launched a farmer seed liaison position to enhance transparency and reduce confusion for growers in the complex seed system. Thanks for joining us this morning. Join us back here for the markets, though, because we've got a lot to talk about in the cattle and grain markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought. There always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. But it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Welcome back to your Ag Market Report. After pulling out of the Black Sea Grain Initiative, Russia has stepped up its attacks on Ukrainian grain and infrastructure. Russia has attacked export facilities on the port of Odessa in the Black Sea and then attacked Ukraine's Danube River terminals as well, which were the primary alternative for exporting grain after that safe shipping corridor deal had failed. Now Russia has effectively cut off Ukrainian wheat and corn export capability. The U.S. is planning to provide another $250 million in aid to Ukrainian farmers, with that money going towards grain storage and helping provide farmers with financing, seed, and fertilizer. It definitely sent the markets higher, and those surging corn and wheat prices did weigh on the cattle futures, even though last week USDA told us that beef cow and replacement heifer numbers are down 2 to 3% from a year ago. In the cash cattle trade last week, we were up another $2 to $4 from $184 to $188 on a live basis and $293 to $300 in the beef. Northern Livestock Video kicked off their big summertime classic yesterday, featuring mostly 5 and 6 weight calves from our region. Most of the upper 5 weight steers selling $280 to $295, 6 weights $278 to $289, and an $8 to $10 premium on the program cattle. At the Newell shipyards, 80-pound lamb selling from $192 to $199, used a little better from $53 to $57, and the wheat market, of course, launching higher in response to Russia's attacks on Ukraine, as well as a hot and dry weather forecast. Gains of 40 to 60 cents, with that's the highest these contracts have been since November. September spring wheat now at $9.36, winter wheat at $9.18. That's going to do it for today's Ag Report. Have a good one.